Today I'm joined by Aaron Rawlake, the co-chair of the Saskatchewan 2024 Summer Games, and we are here to do a little bit of a wrap-up of the great events that took place this past weekend here in Lloyd. And so thank you so much for joining us once again, Aaron.
Anytime, buddy.
All right, Aaron, so let's just get your initial thoughts. We're now a day away from the closing ceremonies, or I guess it was on Saturday. Just as it's all come to a close, what were some of the main highlights for you as one of the organizers?
Just our community and how they came together. I mean, hitting over 1,000 volunteers, how everybody pitched in to battle the heat and then the wind and the smoke and the rain. I said it to the kids at the closing ceremonies. I mean, they were Saskatchewan tough. They just kept smiling and kept going through. And just the joy from the athletes was to me the highlight of the whole week.
And so we'll start at the beginning of the week, and you mentioned the heat and all those initial events. Just how did that first slate of events go, and some of the challenges that maybe came up, but some of the real heights from those first slate of events?
Well, the first block of events, the first 3 days, got through the opening ceremony, and then we had some smoke settle in from some fires, so we had to deal with the sports on that. If we were going to make any changes, some things are shortened up, and the provincial sport associations deal with that and keep us in the loop. And I guess kind of the theme of the week might have been pivot. I mean, get ready to pivot and make it work to keep the kids smiling and competing. And we powered through that, and then we get to the second block, the last 3 days, and we had the wind and the rain, and again, we just kept going. We went to one ball diamond just to make things go. I mean, soccer battled through up at VLA, so we just continued, and everybody did it with a smile on their face.
And so you mentioned VLA and mixing it up with the ball diamonds. Just how, and you mentioned the community as well, how important was the community and all the city facilities and coming together and making it happen, and especially with those new improvements that the city will see for years and years to come to all those facilities?
Yeah, that's the most important thing, was community. I mean, the volunteers coming out in droves, making sure the shifts were filled, people were at all their posts, smiling, welcoming people to town, the work by city staff to make sure facilities were ready, as well as our volunteers at the venues. I can't say enough about just everybody chipping in to make it a success.
And then finally, with that success, there was a lot of other businesses that helped out, whether it was at the hotels and catering, and just restaurants in general. What were some of the big economic impacts? Just a little bit of an overview for the businesses as well as for the SAS Summer Games as a whole.
Well, I'll tell you, we heard from businesses throughout the week that just randomly call people on our committee, councillors, the mayor, just saying, this is awesome. I mean, patios were busy, restaurants were busy. Of course, Lloyd Comp being the village was incredible, the amount of things happening there, but the amount of people around. And you and I talked off air a little bit about just some numbers. I mean, I can quote a few, just in the village and at Lakeland College, and we served 18,000 meals. I mean, 900 box lunches go out to keep the kids going at the events. Almost 13,000 juice boxes. I mean, these kids can demolish food like crazy, but with them come the army of fans, parents, grandparents that put money in our community, eating at the restaurants, shopping in town, and that's a great thing. Economic Development did an economic impact study during the games, so we're really curious to see the results of that report and really show people the effect that these large events have on our community.
And so my final question for you, Aaron, it was a long time coming to get the Saskatchewan Summer Games here to Lloydminster, but now that it's over, is Lloydminster looking at possibly maybe hosting the Winter Saskatchewan Summer Games in the near future, or maybe making a bid for another Summer Games?
I would think down the road, you kind of look at every decade, every 16 years, we're probably in line to host something. I mean, obviously with Synovus Hub being built at some point, we're going to want to crank it up and showcase that, whether it's, to Saskatchewan, Alberta, whatever it may be. I think we've really put ourselves on the map with this and reminding people we're a destination city. We can host large events. We have the army of volunteers to do it, and just showing what we have. Our venues are spectacular. We have the hotels, we have the space, and more importantly, we have the people.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Aaron, for being a huge cog in making the SAS Summer Games come to Lloydminster. I enjoyed covering it so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed having us out. And we definitely look forward to what you do next, as well as the next Saskatchewan Summer Games whenever they come to Lloydminster next.